Are you coming off of the cloud?
Yeah.
And what do you see around you?
It's nothing.
Are you in the void?
There's waves of light.
And what are the waves of light doing?
They're just moving.
What colors?
Just like a darker background.
A darker background?
Yeah. With waves of light.
With waves of light. And what are what are you doing?
Nothing.
Just being.
It's like you're coming to see me.
The light is coming to see you. What are the waves of light doing when they get to you?
They're just coming up at me.
And what do they do when they get to you?
Nothing.
Nothing. They're not communicating.
No, they're gone.
And what were those waves of light?
I don't know.
Are you passing through the area that you're in?
No.
What is there in the void that we need to see?
There's nothing here.
Okay. Well, which way do we want to travel?
I don't know.
Okay. Can we speak with somebody who does know? Is Archangel Michael available to speak with us this evening?
No, it's lighter back.
Okay. Is Michael coming with them?
He is there.
Good. We have a lot of questions for him. Or anybody he wishes to speak for him. Archangel Michael, are you here with us? As you always are, but will you please speak with us? We'd like to speak with Michael's higher self. We have a lot of clarification that we need about our mission and the path that we have been on after the last session, when Michael was shown the things he needed to be shown, and certain things have been transpiring lately. So we'd like to speak with you directly and ask you a few questions about things that have been happening, and about some bigger questions too. Do you still see the light?
Yes.
And what is the light doing?
It's pulsing at me.
Why is it doing that?
Yes, it knows I'm here.
Who are we speaking with? What aspect of Michael are we speaking with?
He is always there.
He has many dimensions, many aspects. Michael, Archangel Michael, may we speak with you?
It's so bright.
Yes. Why is it so bright? What is bright?
Day.
What? Is that you coming through, Michael?
It's just how much.
But your body can handle it now. We've spoken with him many times. You're ready. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. So you can let him come through and let all that light in. We need that integration because we need to speak with him. And if there's an easier way to speak with you, Michael, we'd love to know how. I know it's very important to me that I don't share anything that is not truth. And that's why we're here, is to get the truth directly from you. And there is no one else that has the truths that we need. We meaning the human race.
Truth is source.
Exactly. That's why we go to the source. But we'd like to get some clarification on some of the things that you've told us already. From source, from Michael. There's been so much misinformation in the spiritual community. The way that we can best be of service is to get the truth right from the source. No, I can't think of any better way than for you to just tell us the truth. You helped Michael to understand. You gave him what he needed, and thank you so much for that. And you gave me what I needed, whatever that was. I'm not quite sure. Why did you put your hand on me during our last session? What were you doing?
Creating an opening.
In Michael or in me? What kind of opening? Can you explain it? So that I can understand.
For you to see.
For me to see?
What he sees.
What who sees? Creating an opening for who to see what?
For you to see what he sees through me.
Can you tell me more about the veil? Who created the veil?
Man.
Why did man create the veil?
The veil imprisons people.
Why did man create the veil?
For control.
So they knew that they were going to be able to control people?
To keep people from the light.
So why would man want to keep people from the light?
The man had to learn.
So mankind chose to create the veil?
Higher mankind.
Higher mankind? A higher dimension? Or the elite?
With great knowledge.
So there were no beings external that are keeping mankind imprisoned?
No.
So do we choose to incarnate on the planet? Or is it not our choice to be here?
Everyone chooses.
Is there anybody that has been sent here against their will?
No.
So why do people think this is a prison?
They justify it.
So who are the archons and the aeons? Or what are they? Is there a hierarchy in heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Michael, is there a hierarchy in heaven?
There is a structure.
And from what you have told us so far, there is a creator's son, and one aspect of him is Archangel Michael. Is that correct?
Yes. I was created.
You were created. So, are you being created through this vessel?
I created this vessel.
Right.
As one creates, one's being created.
Exactly. So your personality, your identity is being shaped through this vessel.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification and confirmation. Explain to me, are there other archangels?
No.
You are the only archangel? And why is that?
There is no others above me.
That's right. So why do people call these other angels archangels?
They call them that because they're high rankings.
Right. So can you...
Man labels many things.
Right. They need labels. But there is only one archangel. Because there is no one above you. So explain to me what Metatron is.
The source. There's so much.
Mm-hmm. Is Metatron another angel? Or is Metatron an aspect of Source?
Aspect of source.
Okay. Can you tell me about Lucifer? There's been a lot of misconception about him on this planet.
The stories are not all true.
Absolutely. So what is the truth? Who is Lucifer? What is Lucifer? Is he incarnated now?
No.
There are people that believe that they are incarnations of Lucifer.
It is simply a position in this realm on Earth.
What do you mean a position?
When you look at things from a different perspective.
Can you explain? What does Lucifer mean? You mean to say that Lucifer was a concept that was personified? Has there ever been an entity that was Lucifer?
There was no creation of it. Only the creation of man.
How long ago did man create the veil? What we consider to be years. in our perception of linear time. I've heard tell of a time when human beings did understand our connection to Source. We weren't born under this veil of forgetting.
The veil was created so only the purest would pass through. It was not always there. But with great knowledge comes great responsibility.
So our souls can become imprisoned here by our own choice in this veil.
The path through the veil is for everyone.
Right. But some people choose not to.
That is their choice.
Okay. But we choose our life path before we're born, right? And how we'll die.
The choices are for to learn.
Okay. So who created Yahweh? Did Yahweh ever exist, or is it just stories that were created?
Yahweh was a belief created by man.
Okay. Or that control that you were speaking of?
Exactly.
Okay. That's what I thought. But Yeshua did exist, correct?
True.
Right. What was his lineage? His physical lineage, not his ethereal.
His lineage is of Greece.
Anybody that we might know, was his lineage kept hidden on purpose? Altered historically on purpose?
That's so great.
Mm-hmm. The light of truth.
That's
If his lineage was of Greece, and his skin was a lighter tone, correct?
yes.
Compared to my skin, lighter or darker?
Slightly darker.
That's what I thought. And what color was his hair?
Dark.
Dark brown? Dark red?
Auburn.
And what color were his eyes? What color were his eyes?
Blue.
Who was his father? Did he have an earthly father? We know that it's not ultimately important who he was physically. It's important to many people to know the truth. And we would like to know the truth right from the source. I have my suspicions, but I will never teach anything that is not true. Was he Jewish?
He was merely a man.
Right.
Just like all men.
With a mother and a father.
With the divine blessing of knowledge.
Right. You're telling me he's of Greek descent. Everybody says that he was Jewish and Middle Eastern. So who are his parents really, and why was it hidden? Or is it his grandparents that were important? Why was he such a threat to Rome?
The truth is always a threat.
Was he actually crucified? I've heard it said there may have been someone else that was crucified in his place.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Tell me about the crucifixion. Did it happen? Was it him? Is there a Christ entity?
Yes, he was crucified. Just like the entity of me, the entity of Christ is there. As man knows.
The entity of Christ is where?
Is everywhere.
Was Yeshua Jewish? Do you consider anywhere to be a holy land? I'm sure you have your thoughts about what's going on in Israel right now, in Palestine, whatever anybody chooses to label the area. His Highness believe that they're doing God's work. They are God's chosen people. Well, what is your opinion on that?
There is no holy land. The holy land is the earth. The holy land was there for creation. Claiming a war in God's name has been done for thousands of years.
But they're not doing your work?
My work does not consist of war on a specific nationality.
I don't think so.
My war is against darkness.
What is the darkness?
Darkness is the infection
What is the infection?
that drives man.
Thought? Belief?
Poison. Corruption.
And that is what you fight. What is...
The message did not come from a nationality. It bears no importance on the nationality of a man bringing the truth.
Right. I know that. Mankind seems to place a lot of importance on nationality. Which is why I think it's very important that mankind understands the Greek lineage of Yeshua, this man that they have turned into an idol and a worship falsely for the wrong reasons. I mean, that is...
Man is not a god.
Exactly. And that is idolatry, is it not?
The only idol should be the truth.
Thank you.
All it looking like a cloud was a very, very dominantly pointed, narrow shape with a sharp point. And it was super bright. Super bright. And it disappeared. And then it popped up again, like that much out of like an angel orb type of thing. Again, super bright. Like, holy shit. And it happened like 3 times. Okay. I seen it in blue. And I seen it in green. You ever see like on the Matrix or like a magnification of like blue jeans? Like I'm talking like super magnification where it's like all the little squares. Like my whole field of vision in my brain was that.
The veil.
I saw it in blue and green.
I was very specifically asking about the veil quite a bit. Do you remember any of that?
The veil's created.
Yeah. By man.
It's created for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
With great power comes great knowledge. It also comes great corruption.
Right.
And the veil had to be created, lack of a better way to put it, put people in their place.
But who created it? He said man, but then that was said, so it's like, who is actually creating it then? Because it was for control. It's created for control. He said it's created by man. It was created for control, but it was also to teach, to keep people contained.
Control, but not in a bad way.
Right.
It's like a teaching tool. First thing that just pops into my head is Dolores Cannon. You can't feed a baby steak.
Right.
The veil's there for a reason. It's an aspiring to. It keeps. I don't know words.
To me, it feels like it's just part of the challenge. Like, how do you create an identity with, if you know what you are already? Like, you wouldn't feel an individual. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know words. Analogy. Let's say human beings really acknowledge their lives from 8 years old on.
Right.
Imagine being 8 years old and knowing you're worth $1 trillion. And you know,
Right.
there's no, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, there's no challenge in it.
Right. Life
It's
is
like,
nothing at that point.
it's like playing The Sims with the cheat codes and having all the money in the beginning. And playing in complete God mode and complete control.
Man needs discernment. Man's not evolved enough.
No.
So the veil's created. When I say created, you said by man?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was trying to get clarification. He did say over and over, it's not a prison, it's a choice. And people only want to believe it's a prison because they don't want to be accountable, essentially.
the veil was created by man because man created it in a sense. Man put his own limitations on himself, separating himself from God,
Right.
therefore creating the gap.
Right. It's a choice.
Right.
It's cutting yourself off from the love of
Right.
God.
Which has grown over time so vehemently.
So that's how you and I can pierce the veil in life. We pierce that veil because we have that connection.
So when it's created by man, it's a mental veil.
Right. But it's also a very real veil, though, because
It is.
you experienced coming through it as Michael and having the light torn away from you, and you didn't understand at first what was going on because you were even in that stage, being that entity, forgetting what you were.
It's a real thing. It's not make believe. It's
Right, but it's not. Well, I mean, everything really, strictly speaking, is a mental experience.
right. I mean, it's when I say not make believe, it's not like hey, get in the car, we're going to road trip, go down and see the veil. No, I mean, it's a real thing. The problem, I think, with the veil is it's so touchy. So touchy. There's many that pierce through it thinking they're at that point when they're not.
Oh, I know.
And it does not good.
Right. People that think they understand things that they don't really. And they choose to believe things that are false.
The word humility pops into my head.
Yeah. I wonder why. Well, I did ask specifically about the issues within our organization.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of that?
No. I remember what I saw. His sword.
Mm-hmm.
The veil.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having this, like, I have to say this as soon as I wake up. When I woke up, typically.
Yeah.
About your teaching. So I don't know if you ask questions. Or, and the,
Well, I was saying I didn't feel like I was teaching anybody anything.
You are. Very much so. And the way, the war, my war is not to destroy mankind, but destroy his ways.
Mm. Right.
Outside of that, It's hard to explain. I get a rush of light, and it's almost like a when he comes in. And when it goes away, it's like being in a coma, but being a little bit conscious of it. It's like I can sit there and go, I know I'm in my bed. I know we're having a session. And that's like it. Everything else is gone. There's nothing else. But like when he comes, and I'll see shit. But when he comes, it's almost like my body just goes, boom.
Yeah, I could see it happening.
So.
You kind of convulse a little. I know he's coming. When you say you see him, you see the lights coming. It's pretty much the same thing every time. You see like the little lights coming in.
Okay.
The angels start coming to you. And then you said they were like pulsing. And then all of a sudden it was really bright, and then he started speaking. It takes a little bit for him to come in.
I know I can discern now because I get this.
Yeah.
And they'll either go away from me or they'll come into me. And that's the other angels. The army.
Oh, I did ask him very specifically if there were any other archangels. No.
What?
No, he is the archangel. They're very high ranking, the other supposed archangels, but he is the only one because he's the highest. There's none other higher than him, which we knew, but I wanted to get clarity right from his mouth.
Well, he is the top dog.
The OG.
The OG top dog.
I got clarification on Jesus. He's Greek.
Huh?
Yeah, like I told you. You don't remember me telling you, though, which is how I knew it was true. Oh! He wouldn't...
Greek?
Yeah. Yep. I tried to get clarification, but remember, well, you don't remember. I will tell you, well, I didn't really want to taint it, but I know you won't remember anyways, probably. But remember I told you I had my suspicions of his lineage. And I wanted to get clarification on it for those reasons. Do you remember me telling you that?
I remember you saying, like, he wasn't Jewish.
No.
And, yeah, I remember that conversation.
He never flat out answered. I asked him specifically several times if he was Jewish. He didn't answer, but I think that's pretty much the answer. He did say very clearly, I asked, what was his lineage? Where was, what was his... And the answer was he was of Greece descent. Who would make him of that?
Who would make him what?
Greek. Who else was Greek? That back then that was very important and influential. That spent some time up in Rome.
Cleopatra.
Uh-huh.
And Mark Anthony.
Well, Julius Caesar.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, his skin was...
Cleopatra was Greek?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I know. That's how I know this.
I didn't know that.
That's how I didn't...
What'd you do to me?
I didn't... I don't know. Do you have to pee?
No.
There's a lot of energy flowing through you, baby.
Not to be...
No.
Feel how fucking hard it is.
We're still being recorded.
Oh, I didn't know that. Delete that.
But no, I know you didn't remember any of this, but that's how I know. But he wouldn't answer specifically who his parents or possibly grandparents were. But I think that was enough confirmation for me that I was on the right track, that there is lineage coming from there and that his true identity was concealed because of his lineage. And I asked specifically about his appearance, which, for the record, on camera, this is my skin tone. Olive tone. His skin was slightly darker than mine.
Well,
Slightly darker than mine. His hair was auburn. His eyes were blue.
I can... The fuck's Auburn?
What the fuck is auburn? You see, this is how I know this information is coming to me not from you. Auburn is like my color. A little bit red, darkish brown with a little red.
I can tell you what my feeling is. When it comes to the whole Yeshua and all that stuff. The higher powers are not happy.
Meaning?
Motherfuckers put too much emphasis on the fucking man.
True. Exactly. And everybody has the wrong idea of who the man even was.
Doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't matter.
That's just not me saying that.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
I know. Oh, he said there is no holy land. The whole earth is holy, basically. People have been declaring wars in God's name for thousands of years, but it's not
Well,
God.
okay, let's stop and think about this.
He doesn't need help.
All right. What's it say in the beginning of the Bible? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Yeah, well, in the beginning was the word, but yes.
Okay, right. Okay. He created earth.
Yeah.
He didn't create the earth and go, the rest of you suck, but that's my spot.
Yeah.
No. Ain't gonna happen.
No.
And he's not gonna create human race and go, you are my people, but I love them more.
Right.
No.
I choose them
No.
over all else.
No. I'll destroy you, but I won't destroy them.
Yeah.
No, that ain't happening.
It's never been God's will that certain demographics, certain peoples be destroyed. Ever. So.
Nope.
Anybody that is falsely believing that is not doing God's work.
So much has been manipulated.
Yeah. I don't know. We can definitely that we choose our life path. We choose everything. It's never against our will. he didn't answer me on what are the archons and the eons, or if Moses existed.
Moses didn't exist.
Lucifer was not an entity. There was no entity of Lucifer. It was never a he or created. It's a concept created by man. So there is no incarnation of Lucifer right now, because it was never a being.
So blame's just a scapegoat.
Right. Which is news to me. I thought that there was a being named Lucifer, so that's new information. But good to have clarification on.
Isn't Lucifer? I always thought Lucifer and what's his name? The angel that got sent down.
That is Lucifer.
I thought there was another name.
No, Lucifer was the angel that was supposedly sent down because he displeased God. But basically, it makes sense that that would just be a creation of man, that they decided that they didn't agree with God. They didn't want to follow God's rules, so they decided to do their own thing and created the veil, essentially, cutting themselves off from God's love by choice. It was a choice, which makes sense why it would be called the Luciferian experiment.
Yeah, I don't know.
The darkness is the sickness, the corruption in man.
The way of the world.
No.
All things that pull people further away from God.
Yahweh was a creation of man. There is a hierarchy in heaven, a structure to it. Didn't go into much detail, but there is a structure to heaven.
I can tell you my feeling right now. Don't fuck with Archangel Michael.
Yeah. No, and there's people trying to fuck with the idea of him.
Not good.
No. Oh, yeah, I asked specifically if anybody in our organization had ill intentions. I was told I know the answer to that, to which I said I don't really know about ill intentions or just false beliefs. And to which the reply was, everybody makes their choice.
I don't get a feeling of ill intent.
I don't either.
I just,
Not ill intent, just very, very misguided.
I have I guess, the same but different feeling of it now compared to earlier tonight. And it's not like intentional. It's not like with malice, like set out. And not intentional. but it's very
detrimental.
It's very it's a profound belief in him, and that's his choice. But it's an essence of darkness,
right?
That can't
that he's choosing. You can't force anybody to believe anything different, but it's definitely not truth.
You can't walk in the darkness and call it the light. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but
Well, the only thing for sure that I know for definite, for sure, is that coming here is a choice. It is a choice. And you can choose to believe differently, but that's not truth. It's your personal truth. It is not the truth. The only truth that I will teach is the truth that comes right directly from Source. And I was told my teachings are sound.
life is a blessing.
It is a blessing.
And it's an opportunity to grow and learn.
Right. Why would you choose to keep yourself imprisoned?
If you're not growing and learning, you are creating your own prison. And if that's how people choose to see it, but you can't teach that of light, love, and freedom but believe in the darkness.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. Darkness exists.
Oh, yeah.
Just like light exists.
Mm-hmm.
But what you choose to focus on is what you will be surrounded by.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to focus on the darkness in the world, you're just going to get more of it. If you focus on the light, you end up living in fucking Hawaii, dude. It's a pretty simple concept.
Or you could be 40 years old and no concept of really taking care of yourself. I shouldn't say that. Apparently he can find shelter and food. But not pave his own way.
Well,
I mean, from a 3D standpoint, he's never had his own place.
he had his own place.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm not judging. I just think you can't preach
And
light, love.
we've never said everything is all love and light.
No,
It's
no,
not.
no. There's plenty of darkness out there.
But,
We don't give it power.
right, exactly.
We acknowledge it. We learn from it. And we move past it. Because if you dwell in it and give it too much power, and too much emphasis, it's going to grow within you.
Right. All right.